Michelle from Malaysia ค่ะ When a person dies, the sitta is leaving the body while waiting to be reborn in the womb. Does the sitta exist alone or is have a temporary body?
The mind is, or the citta is the mind. Once it is detached from the body, it becomes a spiritual being. How does the mind exist? It exists like when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, we dream about things, good dreams and bad dreams. That's how the mind exists, while there is no body. If you do good karma, did good karma, then you will have good dreams. If you did bad karma, then you will have bad dreams. Then eventually these good dreams or bad dreams will disappear. Then you will then take up a new body and be reborn as a human being again.
So yeah, from Malaysia, I practice anapanasati meditation. I always experience the time disappear 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but whole process I aware of my breathing. Am I practice correctly?
Yes, as long as you are mindful with your breathing and not allowing your mind to think about anything else, then you are doing correctly. But the result depends on how mindful you are. If you can be mindful continuously without thinking about anything, your mind can become calm really quickly and you can remain in calm for a long time. But if your mindfulness is not continuous, you still have thoughts, you still think about other things while you're watching your breath, then the mind will not be calm easily. And when it becomes calm, it might not last very long. So the important thing is to try to maintain or develop mindfulness as much as possible. Because the more mindfulness you have, the more the mind will become peaceful and calm and happy.
Jingxi from Malaysia. Dear Ajahn, I have the ability to witness phenomena in my dreams before these actually happen in real life. It happened more often when I was young and stopped for a while. I was kind of shocked that I witnessed the occurrence of my passing in my dream months before it happened. Recently, I noticed that this so-called ability had returned, and as I had started practice of mindfulness meditation, I am able to see the occurrence as it is and not get distressed by the good or bad I witnessed in my many dreams. I wonder why I would possess this kind of ability. Can this ability be beneficial to my practice for a peaceful mind and ultimately towards Nibbana? Please kindly advise. Thank you.
This kind of occurrences are really not beneficial for the practice of calming your mind or achieving Nibbana. Not pay attention to. The way to do it is try to develop mindfulness, the ability to focus mind on one object. And then this will prevent the mind from creating all these phenomena. If you don't have mindfulness, if your mind is not focused, then this phenomena will arise. You will have all sorts of dreams, all sorts of visions. Some are true and some are not true. Some are good and some are bad, which can cause you confusion or delusion. And so try to disregard them. You probably cannot avoid them because this is probably part of your karma. Maybe in your past life you've been taught to develop this ability, but you can deal with it by knowing that this ability is not good for you. You should not encourage it or or support it or pay any attention to it. But you cannot avoid it. If it happens, just let it happen. And use your mindfulness to deal with it. When anything happens, maybe you can use mindfulness such as reciting a mantra. Instead of watching what's happening, come and recite a mantra instead. If you can do this, then eventually this phenomena will not bother you.
Malaysia ครับ Sapayang. Can a lay person in white practice at home able to achieve anagami?
It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are a lay person or you are a monk. What important is the Dhamma inside your heart. Whether you have the Dhamma to accomplish the goal you want or not. For an anagami, you need to have strong samadhi, be able to stop your desire. Then you need to have the perception of what we call opposite of beauty, unbeauty, not beautiful. If you can see the ugly part of the body, the loathsome part of the body, then it can eliminate your sexual desire. If you use samadhi, you can only do it temporarily when you go into samadhi. But when you come out of samadhi, your mind will still think of beautiful thing, beautiful body. In order for you to stop your sexual body when you come out of samadhi, you must teach your mind to think of the not beautiful body. Think of corpses, think of the different parts of the body, especially the inside part, under the skin. If you can see the body in that light, then you can get rid of your sexual desire. If you can get rid of it entirely and permanently, then you can become an anagami.
From Jingchi, Malaysia. I have been using rising and falling of stomach as the subject of my meditation. Recently, I discovered that it's getting more and more difficult to note about the movements of the stomach. Most of the time, I could only note about the rising, but losing track when it comes to the falling of the stomach. When this occurs during meditation, the thoughts of changing to other subjects of meditation kick in. I did try to subdue the thought by reasoning it in my head that if I were to switch, I would not reach either ends. Canท่านอาจารย์ give advice?
Well, if you still can if you cannot watch the rising, you can watch the falling, then just keep on watching the falling or the rising, whichever one. You don't need to watch both of them. If you can still watch one of them, either one of them, then you can still continue on with your meditation. But if you find it not productive, maybe the next time, not this time try to stick with your method. But the next time you might want to switch to watching at the tip of your nose instead. You can still watch the breath by watching at the entrance of the breath and the exit of the breath, which is at the tip of your nose. You can watch that also. But if you find it's not productive, then maybe you should use another method like a mantra. But don't switch in the middle of the race. It's like racing horses. When you race horse, you just stick to the same horse until you finish the race. But the next time, if you find this horse is not good enough for you, then you can find a new horse. But when you are meditating, try to stick with just the one that you choose.
This is questions from my friends in Indonesia as well. He wants to ask, Venerable Ajahn, how do we can let go our attachment to the world and have a strong motivation to begin practicing the Dhamma in every moment?
By contemplating on death, that life is impermanent. One day we're gonna lose everything. No matter how much we have, eventually we will have to give it all up. So if we know that we will be forced to give it up, then it will be easy for us to give it up now. Because when we are not attached, we feel better. When we are attached to things, we feel bad because we have to worry and we have to look after things that we are attached to. So by contemplating on death will help you cut off your attachment to things and people. Then you will have the motivation to practice Dhamma, because you need Dhamma to help you detach from everything. You cannot detach by just knowing that you will die alone. This is only an initiation to get you starting to practice Dhamma by developing mindfulness to get samadhi. Once you have samadhi, then you will have the power to let go. The mind will be strong enough to be able to resist your attachment. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Is that all?
Yes, it's all.
Okay.
Ajahn, I have some friend which is not a Buddhist, but they have an interest in Buddhist. Some of them still confused with religion, with will they choose. So they ask me about our religion, Buddhist. How to explain to them Buddhist in a very simple way, and about the meditation, so they can understand in a very simple way.
Yes, Buddhist is like a subject you study in the university. When you go to university, you study science, mathematics. Buddhism is just another subject that people can study. Buddha are teachers. Buddha and his noble disciples, they are teachers. So it doesn't require that you have to be Buddhist to study Buddhist and practice Buddhist. Just like when you go to university, they don't require that you have to be of a certain religion. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim, and you can still study all these subjects. And Buddhism is just another subject. It deals with the mind. It deals with the looking after the mind, how to take care of your mind. Most subjects in the university will teach you how to take care of your body, but no subject teach you how to take care of your mind. Only Buddhism that has the knowledge of how to take care of your mind, to make your mind always happy and never sad. Just tell your friend like this. It's just another knowledge, another subject that you can study from this world. You don't have to be Muslim, you don't have to be Buddhist, you don't have to be anything. It's just a knowledge, like any other knowledge. The only difference is all the other knowledge deal with the physical things. Only Buddhism deal with the mental or the psychic thing, which is more important than the physical. Our life is composed of two parts, physical and mental or psychic. We don't know anything about the mental or the psychic part because we rarely will come across somebody who knows and understands and teach us. Now you are lucky because you run into the Buddha and his noble disciple. They are teachers that can teach you about your mind, how to look after your mind, how to make your mind happy, how to get rid of all the sadness of your mind. So this is what Buddhism is. It's not a religion really. It's a form of knowledge. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, Ajahn. I want to ask. This is like from myself. I want. What is the advice? Because we are like Putujana, and we already learned that if we are like angry or have like a bad mind, we're gonna have our bad karma ourselves. But at the reality, when we are like says like we are together and then contact with other people, we sometimes feel like annoyed by other people, and especially when we are like together for a long time and should be together like for a period of time, the feelings is like come again and come again. Although by our intellectual we are know that if we're angry, then we are like stupid than that people. I mean, like the one that like we are stupid if like we're angry or say something like that. But sometimes when the defilements like arises, there's like the mind is always making a narrative like like should be like that, and then also like just a lot of judgment. And what I want to know is like, what is the easiest to do when we are realize that our defilement like arises, like sometimes kind of like angry, jealousy, annoyed, hatred, like what the first thing we must do, and then how we train our mind when we are not fully have go inside the samadhi or something like that.
Okay, if you don't have the time to go develop samadhi, then in your daily life you should try to develop mindfulness. Use mindfulness to stop your defilements. But you can do this temporarily, but it's still better than nothing. And the easiest way to develop or use mindfulness is to recite a mantra, such as Bhutto, Bhutto. As soon as you know you are getting angry, then you should stop, engage with that particular thing or person, and use Bhutto, Bhutto to pull your mind away from that problem. Just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto a few minutes, then your anger will disappear. This is the quick and easy way, but temporary way. If you want to get a long-lasting quick fix, you need to go into seclusion from time to time to develop your mind to become calmer and stronger. Then also you should develop wisdom, the knowledge that the Buddha teaches us to apply when we get angry. He said that our anger arises from our cravings, our desire for things or people to do what we want them to do. Once we cannot get what we want, then we get angry. So if you want to eliminate anger entirely, then you have to stop your desire or your cravings for things or for people. You just have to accept them for what they are. And then when you can do that, then your mind will never be angry. So you need to have time, like when you're on holiday, when you don't have to work, instead of going to places to enjoy, you should go to a meditation retreat instead. Go to a monastery to develop samadhi and wisdom, so that when you come back, you can have something to use to help your mind to get rid of your defilement. If you cannot, then try to develop mindfulness by reciting mantra as much as possible in your daily life. When you do things that you don't need to think, you should use mantra. Like when you prepare yourself to go to work in the morning, as soon as you get up, keep reciting the mantra. When you're washing your face, brushing your teeth, getting dressed or whatever, just keep reciting the mantra. Then you will be capable to use the mantra later on when you need to. If you don't recite, you don't practice, when the time comes for you to recite the mantra, you cannot do it, because your mind will keep thinking about things that makes you angry. But if you know how to use the mantra beforehand, when things happen, then you can apply the mantra right away. Okay? Go ahead.
Is it like when Buddhism says that like wisdom or being wise, it means that we should be like smart by spiritual, right?
Not smart by truth. We have to know the truth. The truth of our suffering or our sadness or bad feeling. The Buddha said they arise from our desire and our cravings.
Okay.
And all we have to do is to stop our craving and desire by accepting things as they are, because things we cannot control or manage them all the time. Sometimes we can control, sometimes we can manage, but sometimes you just cannot. When you cannot, then you have to accept them for what they are.
Okay.
Like your body, right now you can control part of it, but some part of it you cannot control. When it gets sick, you cannot control it.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept, okay, I'm sick, and try to live with the sickness,
okay,
and try to fix it as good as you can.
Okay.
But if you cannot, you just have to accept it for what it is. Then you will not be sad or have any bad feelings toward your sickness.
Okay. Ajahn, how about like we know that we did like something bad and then we feel like regret, what we should do?
You should use it as a lesson to teach you not to do it again. What you did, you could not go back and erase it, but you can use it as a reminder that I should not do this again, because when I do, I will feel regret, I will feel bad again.
Okay.
So this is the only thing you can do with what you did.
Okay. Thank you.
Sawadika Ajahn. I would like to ask, peace and happiness is hard to find, but do you think it is something you can find and hold on for a long time?
Yes, this is the goal of Buddhism actually, is to find peace and happiness that is truly lasting. But it is within yourself. It is not the peace and happiness you find from outside of yourself. Those are not true happiness. They are temporary happiness because they are impermanent. The true and lasting happiness is to be found within yourself by the practice of meditation, mindfulness meditation and insight meditation. This will eventually make your mind become peaceful and content, and then you will have peace and happiness forever. Even long after your body dies, your mind doesn't die with your body. Your mind is the one who finds peace within itself, and then it would no longer need to be reborn again. So this is what you want, and what you need to do is to follow the teaching of the Buddha, which teach us to practice 3 steps. First step is to practice charity if you can afford, if you have lots of money. You shouldn't spend on yourself, you should spend it on helping other people. It will make you start realizing the first level of internal peace and happiness. Then you want to keep the precepts, the 5 precepts. And once you can keep the 5 precepts, if you want to move up to the 3rd level, you need to change the 5 precepts to the 8 precepts. And then you would have time to meditate. First you meditate to calm your mind, then you will get this peace and happiness temporarily when you meditate. But after you withdraw from your meditation, this peace and happiness can disappear. If you want to make it lasting, you have to practice the next level we call insight meditation. Is to teach your mind to see the truth, to see what makes your mind unhappy. And the Buddha said, what makes your mind unhappy are the 3 cravings. Cravings for sensual desire, for sensual pleasure, craving to be, and craving not to be. You can get rid of these 3 cravings by looking at the truth of things that you crave for, that they are impermanent, that they cannot bring you true happiness. Then you can then stop your craving for these things. Once you have stopped your craving, then your mind becomes completely peaceful and happy forever. So this is what you need to practice.
Kapungka.
Okay.
Ajahn, I want to ask regarding the difference between samadhi and jhana. is the samadhi is with the knowing mind, with the sati in the jhana is without. That's my first question.
It's the same. Samadhi and jhana is the same thing. Samadhi means the calm of the mind, and jhana means the concentration of the mind. When you concentrate, the mind becomes calm, becomes samadhi. You have different level of concentration, different level of jhana. You have first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, until the eighth jhana. There's a different intensity of your concentration. The more you can concentrate, the more your mind becomes calmer. So they are the same thing, more or less. Don't worry about them. What you should worry is mindfulness or sati. This is the tool that will make your mind concentrated. You have to be mindful. Let your mind be mindful of only one object, such as a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. This is the way to build up concentration of your mind. Just concentrate, focus on Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. No matter what you do, don't let your mind go think about some other thing. Bring it back with Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then your mind will stop thinking and become fully concentrated. And then your mind will become samadhi. When the mind becomes still, then we call it samadhi. If it's still for a brief duration, we call it kanika samadhi. If it's still for a long duration, we call it appana samadhi.
Ajahn, can I ask, how do we know regarding the practice of the body? Yes, contemplation of this body. The objective is to see the anicca, dukkha, anatta of the body. And the ultimate aim is for us not to be attached to the body. That means we are supposed to give up the body.
Not give up, just to leave it alone. If the bodies get old, don't try to change it. Don't try to make it young again, because it's not possible. When it gets sick, and if you cannot fix it, then you just have to accept it for what it is. If it's gonna die, if you cannot prevent it from dying, then you just have to let it die. This is what it means. Because the body is not you. You are not the body. You are the mind. The body is just your servant. The mind is the master. The body is the servant. One day the servant will have to say goodbye to the master, because it can no longer serve the master. So the master, just let it go. Don't become sad or become unhappy with losing the body, because there's no way you can stop it from dying. If you let it go, then you will not feel any pain, you will not feel any sadness. That's the goal of contemplating the body, to accept the truth of the body, that the body is anicca, impermanent. Once it's being born, it will have to get old, get sick, and die. But the body is not you, it's anatta, it's not you. You are the mind. You don't die with the body. So there's no need for you to get upset or thinking that you will die with the body. This is a delusion that you create by your defilement to fool you, to deceive you, to make you think that you are the body. In truth, you are not the body. You are the master of the body. You are the one who tells the body what to do. So once you know this, then you don't worry about the body. Like you don't worry about other people's body, right? Other people's body, you don't care what happened to them. You will feel the same way toward your body. You will see your body just like you see other people's body.
ท่านอาจารย์ can I ask for this meditation sometimes when we meditate and then is it possible that the mind become detached from the body and the mind knows and the mind can be independent from the body?
Temporarily, when you practice samadhi, when you concentrate your mind will then detach itself from the body temporarily. When the mind enter into samadhi, then it doesn't know anything about the body. The mind and the body are separated temporarily, but it can only be that it can only separate temporarily, not forever. It only separates forever at the time of death. So after you come out of samadhi, the mind and the body reunite again. Then when the mind reunite with the body, then you have to use wisdom to teach the mind not to forget that the mind and the body are not the same thing. The mind doesn't get sick, get old or die. It's the body that get old, get sick or die. So there's nothing for the mind to worry about. Nothing happens to the mind. It only happens to the body. And the body doesn't worry either because the body doesn't know anything. The body has no capacity to know itself. It has no consciousness in itself.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Can I ask another question?
Yes.
ท่านอาจารย์ I want to ask regarding this neutral mind. This neutral mind, whereby all the Dhamma, when we enter into the neutral mind, all the Dhamma can be known.
What do you mean termine? How do you spell the word termine?
Neutral. Neutral.
Neutral Dhamma.
Yeah. Neutral mind.
Neutral mind is when the mind enters into samadhi. That's when the mind become ubekha, has ubekha. It doesn't react emotionally. The mind doesn't have love, hate, fear, or delusion. This is the term for the neutral mind.
Is it the objective of every Buddhist?
It's the result of your meditation, of your samadhi meditation. You need the neutral mind in order to let the mind detach from everything. If the mind is still not neutral, it will cling to something it likes, just such as the body. You cannot detach the mind from the body when the mind is not in neutral. That's why you need to make the mind neutral first by entering into samadhi. When the mind enters into samadhi, into jhana, it becomes neutral. Then it can let go of the body.
Is this also called the equanimity state?
Yes, equanimity, ubekha. Okay, this is the result of the fourth jhana. Once you get to the fourth jhana, the mind will become equanimity. You have equanimity as the quality of the mind. Then it can let go of everything that it used to attach to. But it becomes equanimity temporarily when it enters into the fourth jhana. But when it comes back into the normal state of mind, it becomes attached again. Then you need to use wisdom to pull it apart. You need to use the contemplation of the body to pull the mind apart from the body.
ท่านอาจารย์ I personally I haven't entered into samadhi yet.
Okay, so what? Everybody can enter if you try hard enough. Right now you didn't try hard enough. That's why you couldn't get into samadhi yet. You have to be mindful all the time, not just when you meditate. You have to learn to be mindful from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Once you have that kind of mindfulness, then you will be able to enter into samadhi when you meditate. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
How about your friend, anybody?
Ajahn, good evening. I'd like to know, during meditation, some people said that if you see the light, in your mind or something colorful, then you are really into meditation. Is it true?
Well, whatever you see doesn't indicate that you have succeeded in your meditation. You are meditating, and there can be many things that arises while you meditate. You should consider them all to be distraction. They are not what you want. So what you should do, you shouldn't pay attention. You should concentrate on your meditation object. If you use mantra, keep concentrating, reciting your mantra. If you're watching your breath, continue on watching your breath. Don't pay attention to anything that arises. If you do, you'll lose track of your meditation, and you will not be able to enter into jhana. They are distractions created by the mind. Sometimes it can be light, sometimes it can be color, sometimes it can be images, sometimes it could be sound, anything. Just don't pay attention.
That's called what? Hallucination or?
Distraction.
Distraction.
The Buddha said, treat them like as anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are temporary, they rise and cease. If you pay attention to them, they can bother you later on. They can create problem for you. So it's better just to leave them alone. Like when you see garbage, you don't go play with garbage. Just leave the garbage alone. Do your work, meditate, watch your breath, or concentrate on your mantra.
And how long should we meditate actually?
Until you succeed. Okay. It's not the time, it's the product that you want. When you cook, how long you cook? You cook until the food is ready to eat, right? You don't ask, how long should I cook? You cook until the food is ready to eat. You meditate until you get into jhana, into samadhi.
It's through the practice every day.
Yeah, you have to build up your mindfulness first before you can enter into jhana.
Ajahn, another question. Between walking meditation and sitting meditation, so if I were to practice on walking meditation, do I also have to do sitting meditation as well?
You have to do until you enter jhana. Walking cannot get you into jhana. Sitting can. But you have to walk because sometimes after you sit for a while, your body get tired, get ache and pain. So you want to stretch your legs. So you shift from sitting to walking. But you still continue on with your meditation by focusing on your mantra or on your walking. When you walk, it's hard to look at your breath, your breathing. So you look at your foot instead, your feet instead, left, right, left, right. The goal is to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. And after you walk until you feel tired, then you can come back and sit again and focus. Because the mind will can be completely still only when the body is still. If the body is still moving, that means the mind is still working.
Okay, I understand. My last question, Ajahn. Between Mahayana and Theravada Buddhist teachings, are they very much different? Is it alright that we learn both, or is it going to be very confusing for us? What's your advice on this, please?
The core of the teaching is the same. The charity, morality, and meditation. But the goal is shifted. The Mahayana want to spend more time helping other people first than helping themselves. Why Theravada said you have to help yourself first before you can help others. So this is the difference in the Mahayana tradition and the Theravada tradition. Mahayana said you should help other people before you help yourself. But Theravada said, how could you help other people when you could not help yourself? So you have to help yourself first. Just like the way the Buddha did. He helped himself first. He became enlightened first before he helped other people to become enlightened. But Mahayana, I don't know how they think, they somehow figure that to become enlightened first is being selfish. So you have to help other people become enlightened first before you become enlightened yourself. But how can you teach other people to become enlightened when you cannot teach yourself to become enlightened? Right? So this is the difference between Mahayana and Theravada tradition. Somehow Mahayana feel that you have to be more, you have to be higher by sacrifice yourself for the benefit of other people first. But this is wrong thinking, because how can you help other people when you could not help yourself yet?
Thank you, Ajahn.
Anybody else? Okay. Is that all? Okay. I'll give it back to her.
Sadhu.
คุณมีราชาวรัสเซียค่ะ It scares me that one day I will become old and I am getting close to it. Sometimes I think I don't want to become old because I don't want the kid to take care of me when I can't take of myself. Can Ajahn please give an advice on how to I should think about this? Thank you.
You can take care of yourself until the day you die, if you learn how to take care of yourself now. So don't worry. When you no longer can take care of yourself, then just let it be. If anybody wants to help take care of your body, it's their business, it's their charity. It makes them happy to help you, let them help you. But if nobody wants to help you, then you just prepare yourself for death. If you don't eat, a few days you will die. So there's no need to worry. As long as you try to take care of yourself until you are unable to, you don't expect anybody to help you. You're ready to let things happen to your body. If you cannot eat, okay, don't eat. If you cannot find food, okay, don't eat. But if somebody wants to help you find food for you, let them do it. As long as you don't go and ask for their help. If their help come out because of their own compassion or their love, then let them do it. So you should worry about when you get old and you will have to let other people take care of you. As long as you don't expect, you don't rely on other people, you're willing to starve to death, you're willing to die. If nobody helps you, then there's nothing to worry about. And as long as you know how to take care of your body now, you will be able to take care of your body. When you no longer can take care of your body, then just leave it up to whoever wants to do it. If nobody wants to do it, the body will eventually die. If somebody else wants to help, let them help. If no help, you just don't worry about it. Just let the body exist until it no longer can exist.